Hey everybody, welcome. Let me add to y'all. Hey,
Hey,
good afternoon in my neck of the
Hey
woods.
everybody, welcome.
Uh-oh. Let me make sure the sound's off over here. Okay. I think we're good, right?
we
Good,
should
you
be.
good? Now, is anybody in here?
Yes, there is some people in here. At least I see two people.
Yeah, because next to the live on StreamYard, it doesn't say anything.
Ah,
So I know Edu, Batalha, Expedition Greg, Jen Vajda, Listen Well was all waiting. So welcome, thank you if you're still here. Minister of Music Terrence Trower, thanks for coming. How to Garden, Tony Damien, thanks for coming. So today the topic is family. We're going to talk about who makes up a family. Can you still hear me?
oh yes, we're hearing you.
Okay. Okay, so there's different types of family structures. And the structure of family has changed so much over the last 50 years or so. Um, so I've actually looked up online, and they say there are 6 specific types of family structures identified by society today. So I'm just going to go into that and read about that. So the following types of families exist today, with some families naturally falling into multiple categories. For example, you can have a single parent who lives in a larger extended family. While these types of families are distinct in definition, in practice, the lines are less clear. As laws and norms change, so do family structures. So, for example, the 2020 US Census will be the first to give respondents the chance to indicate that they are part of a same sex couple, either married or unmarried. So, I guess this will be the first year they're doing that. So, they have the traditional type of family, it's called a nuclear family. This family type consists of 2 parents and children. The nuclear family was long held in esteem by society as being the ideal in which to raise children. Children in nuclear families receive strength and stability from the 2-parent structure and generally have more opportunities due to the financial ease of 2 adults. And I can't see what's going on here on StreamYard because I'm reading off of my computer, so just interrupt me if there's any. Okay, then we have the single parent family, which is obviously one parent raising one or more children on their own. This family may include a single mother with her children, or a single father with the children, or any single person with their kids. The single parent family is the biggest change society has seen in terms of the changes in family structure. 1 in 4 children is born to a single mother. Single parent families are generally close and find ways to work together to solve problems such as dividing up household chores. When only one parent is at the home, it may be a struggle to find childcare as there is only one parent working. The limits of income and opportunity in many cases, although many single parent families have support from relatives and friends. Then we have our extended family structure, which consists of 2 or more adults who are related, either by blood or marriage or living in the same home. This family includes many relatives living together and working toward common goals, such as raising the children and keeping up with the chores. Many extended families include cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents living under the same roof. This type of structure may form due to financial difficulties or because older relatives are unable to care for themselves alone. Extended families are becoming increasingly common all over the world. Then we have the childless family, which is obviously two people that don't have any children. The childless family is sometimes the forgotten family as it does not meet the traditional standards set by society. Childless families consist of two partners living and working together. Many childless families take on the responsibility of pet ownership or have extensive contact with their nieces and nephews. I don't know. I think I fall under a couple of these categories. Over half of all marriages end in divorce, and many of these individuals choose to get remarried. So we have the step family. This is a blended family, which involves two separate families merging into one unit. New husband or new wife, a spouse and their children from previous marriages or relationships. Step families are about as common as the nuclear family, although they tend to have more problems, such as adjustment periods and discipline issues. Step families need to learn to work together and also work with their exes to ensure these family units run smoothly. And then we have grandparent families, because today a lot of grandparents are raising their grandchildren for many reasons. 1 in 14 children is raised by the grandparents, and the parents are not even in the child's life. This could be due to parents' death, addiction, abandonment, or being unfit. Many grandparents need to go back to work or find additional resources of income to help raise their grandchildren. And there's no right or wrong answer when it comes to what is the best type of family structure, as long as the family is filled with love and support for one another. It tends to be successful and thrive. Families need to do what is best for each other and themselves, and that can be achieved in almost any unit. So that was just some information that I found on the good old internet about the different types of families they have today. I think that I can fall under several of those categories because we have extended family, we have the nuclear family, and a lot of friends that have become family like you guys. So a lot of people believe that families you have to be blood related or related by ancestry or something like that, and they don't count their friends as family. But honestly, my friends and people that I know, like you and SF Rose, and the people I've come to love that have become family, have done more for me than my own family. So, have anything to add there?
Oh yes, I have a little that I can add to that. You basically covered grounds of what basically family is, both a nuclear and a traditional family, and also you basically covered what family really is and about. So with that said, we're just going to take this time to greet and welcome those that are in the chat. Thank you for continued support. You are family. Yes, we're talking about family, and of course, my associates or my people knows exactly what time it is when we talk about family, because over my channel it's all about family. It's my channel was TR Nayari X, the host, and the royal family. And each
Right.
time you come to my stream, you will hear at some point I'm going to mention, welcome, this is the royal family. And I try to create a family structure because I know the importance of families. So as families, we are going to disagree from time to time. Family structure is not going to um, create a system where we don't disagree. As families, we're going to disagree, but as
Absolutely.
families, the duty of the family is to restore the weak when they fall, restore the wrong, restore the wrong, the right when they go wrong.
Yeah,
Um,
communicate your feelings, and that's the biggest thing. A lot of people don't communicate when they have a problem with somebody. They let it go, they let it go, you know. So
Absolutely correct.
communication is a key.
So before we forget about some of the people that had entered the stream, we want to just take time out to say thank you, Van Live. You've been thanked by CarterClub already, but I just want to personally say thank you for coming. Derek C. Williams and Shan J.A., thank you for coming. Also, Listen Well, Minister of Music, Terence Trower, Amazing Maisie, Tuana Yvette, How to Garden is in the building. Thank you for coming. And Expedition Greg. We also see SF Rose. Thank you for coming. Thanks to everybody who turned out today to be Peaceful Sister is here as well. Thank you for coming out to the family. So now, family is a very broad word, as been explained by Carter Club not too long ago. There is a lot of things that can knit us together as family. So even though the main definition of family that somebody will probably look at first is the fact that the basic unit in society traditionally consisting of two parents rearing children. That's the first thing you think of when you think of family. And
Right.
spouse and children, a group of individuals living under the same roof and usually under the same head of household is considered a family. So even if you're not from the same um, DNA or genes, the fact that you were raised in the same home under the same guidelines of a group of people, then you become a family to that household. Then we also have the group of persons of common ancestry, a clan. So if you are from a particular ancestry or clan, you would have become family. Now, when we trace families, at the end of the day, we are all going to be families. It doesn't matter what you look like, what you smell like, you know, what parents you had growing up. It boils down to us being a family. And what family are you from? You're from the human family. So if you are a human being, and you whether you have one hand and 2 feet, you have half of a nose, you have one eye, and a half of our ears, it doesn't make you um it's not a case where we would have to banish you to the pride land because you don't look like us. You're a family that looks different. Yes, you're still family. So the human race is a family, and so it boils down to us having respect for every individual human being. So respect must be given to humanity. And then when we talk about species, first of all, you want to say a particular tree or vine, or or shrub comes from this family based on the genes. So this is bitterwood, and everything in the bitterwood family is a family. That group of trees become a family because. And then you will have like sweetwood. Let's say the tree is sweetwood, or the vine is yam or potato, whatever it is. It is a part of a group of trees or vines. But at the end of the day, all vines are family, all trees are family, all from that species is family. When it comes on to animal, the same thing. So
Right.
animals, you have the cows, that is a family. Buffalo is a family to their own group. Lion, tiger, cats, dogs.
Well, my
But at
dogs
the
are family, so
Yes, but at the end of the day, it boils down to the animal family, the animal kingdom. Everything that has four legs and foreign is a part of the animal system, is a part of the animal family. So we can look at several families: animal family, the human family, the fishes. What the fish family will be called?
aquatic. I don't
What?
know. Aquatic family.
Yes. Any other family that you can name?
Yeah, we have amphibians. What's
Amphibians.
amphibians? What are
Yes.
lizards?
Yes, you you just called it a while ago.
Is that amphibians?
We have mammals and amphibians
Yeah.
and what's the next one again? But I'm sure everybody in the chat knows exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, we have forgotten the fridge family. Humans against the
That's right.
fridge.
That's right. They're family too. They don't always get along, but they're family.
Oh yes.
And I want to welcome the raiders. Black Light Records has done a raid, so thank you for that. Thanks for coming, guys. I see Sandy K, Amazing Maisie, Derek C. Williams. Humans Against the Fridge is here. Vermont Paint and Photo.
Who is human against the fridge? Who is that?
Bruce.
Oh, it's Bruce.
At least that's what we suspect. He hasn't confirmed anything. I saw Tony Damien earlier in the chat. And hopefully I don't lose my voice because I hear it going out right now. Dr. Mia Witter's here. Hey, love. Good to see you. Angela M. And I didn't say hi to SF Rose, so hello. Hope she's feeling better too. It's been a week. You know?
Uh-huh.
So, but family can be anything you make it, I think. I mean,
Absolutely correct. Yeah.
to be honest, you know, when me and my husband, we've been together for 25 years, going on 26. When we got married, you know, he came with children, nieces, nephews. So a family isn't just us. It consists of, you know, the girls, the nieces, the nephews we've helped raise. We had one of my stepson's best friends live with us when they were in high school that we helped raise. We have our uncle here. So we're kind of a blended, extended nuclear. That's where CarterClub came from. Because I felt like, you know, we took in animals, we took in people, we had horses. So I felt like we were a group home, kennel / equestrian. So that's how CarterClub came to be. A mixture of all my family. Then I have you guys. We got CJ's info in there. Hey, CJ. Cooking Inamo is here. Thanks for coming. But like I said, my friends, and I do mean the royal family, the friends I have here, which are limited, and my immediate family in this house, you know, besides my mother and grandmother and, you know, the traditional relatives, have done more for me than any of my other relatives. So when I say family, I mean you guys too. So thank you all for being here and supporting.
All right. We basically covered exactly what family is, but just to highlight another few things, even though everything is already highlighted. But if I may just refresh the memory of those that are just coming in, a group of things related by common characteristics is a family. A group of things related by common characteristics are family. A closely related series of elements or chemical compounds is considered family. A group of soils with similar chemical and physical properties such as texture, pH, and mineral content that comprise a category ranking above the series and below subgroup in soil classification. We also look at a group of related languages descended from a single ancestral language, a group of related plants or animals forming a category ranking above a genus and below an order, and usually comprising several to many generation. Okay, in livestock breeding, we also have the descendants or line of a particular individual, especially of some outstanding female, an identifiable strain within a breed, a set of curves or surfaces whose equations differ only in parameters, a unit of a crime syndicate such as the mafia operating within a geographical area. So we see that even the bad people have their
Even the
own
mafia.
their own immediate family. You know, when you see a mafia, you know a mafia because a mafia has a significant look or mark, that suggests that they are family. So family is a very wide umbrella, of or anything relating to a family, designed or suitable for both children and adults. So we see that family can be as broad as we can think. Now the question is, I want to ask a question to everybody in the chat. Is there anybody in the chat that feel at any time, whether now or before, that you're not a part of a family? Have you ever felt alone and feel like there is nobody in the world that is on your side? There is nobody in the world that agrees with anything that you agree with. There is nobody in the world that supports your belief. Is there anybody in the chat that feels like that? That feels like some days it's just you. There's nobody else in the world. There is no mama, papa, sister, brother, auntie, uncle that believes in anything that you preach or believe in. Um, I see CJ's info saying yes. Oh, human against fridge. Okay,
And van life with Gina Payne also. I think maybe we've all, well, anybody that suffers from depression or anxiety or PTSD, I think can generally have those types of feelings, that even though you have people around you that love you and support you, you feel alone. So I've had that feeling in the past, but as
yes.
far yeah, as far as, I mean, my mother has always been supportive. My grandmother's always been there. My cousins, not so much. So, my other relatives, if I had to count on anybody outside of this family unit here, like my husband and the girls, and it would have to be my mom. She's the biggest. But other than that, I mean, like I said, friends have done more for me than my own blood relatives. So,
Mhm.
and that's in any sense of the word, support, motivating, just being there, somebody to talk to, making me laugh. That's the biggest thing. That's why I love your show so much. Like, you guys are my therapy. I really mean that when I say that. I take care of two disabled people here all day. So you're like my getaway, my escape.
I'm reading this chat and I'm laughing. I
My
want to say I want to say welcome to Felicia Samuels, and quite a few people said that in the past or some time ago they felt like this, and I know most people who suffer depression, as you say, have this type of feeling sometimes, especially if you were a child that was molested at some point in your life or raped. You're going to feel like that.
Oh
if,
yeah.
if you were raped or molested as a child growing up, or your parents abandoned you on the wayside, you're going to feel like, you're not a part of any family. You're going to feel like, why me? Why am I even here? You want to just go. You want to die because no one cares. So at some point in life, some people are going to feel like nobody in the world cares. And I'm going to tell you something as well. You see, people who are givers, like myself and other people who are heavy givers, likely to feel like that at some point because for some strange reason, I don't know why, people who gives a lot, like for instance, for people like me, you give and 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 you try to help everybody. But when it is time for you yourself to be helped, nobody
Mhm.
can be found. And you say, but what is going on? You know,
Exactly.
I am always there for somebody, but when I need somebody, there is nobody. Where's everybody? I don't need help. I remember
Exactly.
I remember when I was in Jamaica, and I remember I was the only person in a group of my friends that had a car. The only one. Because I bought my car early before. My parent didn't buy me a car, but I worked and bought a car early before many of my friends. And I remember when we used to leave rehearsals at nighttime and we were heading home, I used to drop my friends at their gates, at their homes and make sure that everybody is taken care of. And then eventually, my friends bought cars as well, and everybody now has a car. And I remember when 1 week I didn't have my car. I don't remember what happened if I had an accident or what happened, but my car was not functioning for 1 week. And when rehearsal finished in the nights, nobody to take me home. And the few people who sometimes, you know, offer me a ride would leave me halfway down the road. Nobody's taking me to my gate. People will tell me that, oh, sorry, I am not going your way. Or people would say, I am passing by the boulevard so I can leave you at the gas station. People don't make the effort to take me home when
Right.
even if you live the opposite direction from where I live,
You
I
go
am
out
taking,
of your way.
I'm going out of my way to take you home because I consider you family. But then when the tables turn and I am now in a unfortunate situation, where is the help gone? But you know what? I didn't use that to get depressed and say, you know what, I don't need friends anymore because nobody's there for me when I need people. I still continue being who I am, helping people. And even when I can't find anybody to help me, I just keep helping people because I was not helping somebody to be helped. That's to begin with. I wasn't
True.
helping a friend or a family member so that I can be helped. I'm helping somebody because I want to help. It makes me happy to see somebody happy. And if I can contribute a bun or an avocado or a tomato or a carrot to somebody to make them feel good, if I can donate a cucumber um, to Dr. Miawita, it makes me happy because she likes it cold. Whatever I can do to make a family member or anybody happy, it makes me happy. And I see a couple of people around like Peaceful Sistering. I can imagine. Sometimes I wonder, like for Peaceful Sistering, that is independent. Basically, she does everything for herself. Now, I wonder if one day, I wonder if I wonder CJ is involved. I wonder if one day she can't manage something. I wonder how fast somebody will voluntarily help her. And I'm sure, these are common situations among us as family. So yes, what about you, Carter? Have you felt anything to this effect at any point in time?
Oh, definitely. I mean, there's been times where I've desperately needed help and couldn't count on anybody. And people that I've helped that are nowhere to be found. So, I mean, and I'm the same way. I'll continue to help regardless because that's, I mean, we have big hearts. That's, I don't, if I help somebody, I do it because I can and I want to without any um, expectance of, something in return. And if you can't help somebody in that manner, you shouldn't be helping it. Don't, I hate those people that, or family members, I should say, that throw it in your face. Well, I did this for you back in blah 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 blah, and I did this for you, and I bought you that, and I I'm not about that. So if I can't do it for you, I can't. But if I can and want to, I'm there. I'm down regardless. Now, unless you've done something vicious or you can only take so much. So unless you've done something like inexcusable, then I'm always going to be there.
Yeah.
It's nice to get the same treatment in return or get that same respect back, but I don't expect it. So it is what it is.
Now the question to you and everybody that is watching the chat, like Derek C. Williams, I know he's gonna probably come on later to say something. Um, but what do you do when your close family members become your foes? When the people that you least expect to be fighting against you, what do you do? When you have a brother, and I'm not talking about somebody you call brother, I'm talking about your biological brother that was born to your mother and father. When your parents, hates you, your own parent, when your siblings hate you, how do you handle the situation? Are you supposed to hate them, fight them back, or are you supposed to separate yourself from them and go hide in a closet? What must you do when your family is against you? Because families sometimes are against people for whatever reason. And I'm not talking about a family that is a black sheep, as somebody would call them, or a family member that is an evil person. I'm not talking about the evil person. I'm talking about when you're doing good or excellent as a family member and you have other people fighting you from the same family. How do you deal with that? How do you operate? What should you do? Let's see what the chat has to say, and let's see what you have to say as well, Carter Club.
Well, for me personally, I would get away from them. I mean, don't associate yourself with them, and move to another city if you have to. I don't know. Um, it's not worth it to me in my mind, especially if they're arguing with you or hating on you because of your success or something like that. I mean, if you want to make one statement or say your piece and then move on, I can get that. But for me, I'd probably just disassociate myself and be like, one day they're going to come around, and then it'll be up to me if I want to deal with them or not. So, why bring yourself down or get yourself upset or make yourself sick over worrying about it when honestly they're probably not even thinking about you anyway, and they're just talking crap.
True.
They're not worried about it. So, me with my heart, I'd be like, oh my God, she's talking about me. And I think I would just cut them from my life because it's not worth it. Life is too short, to go through that.
You said something that is so true. Sometimes you're worried about family member not treating you right, and you think that they are thinking this about you. Sometimes your family member forget totally about you. They don't even remember that they don't even remember that you exist. So,
Exactly.
and because we care so much, we are here thinking to say, "Oh my God, it's my birthday," and they didn't even call to say hi. They don't care for me. As a matter of fact, I remember two particular people in my immediate family. Every time my birthday comes around, everybody else in the world tell me happy birthday except these two people. And if you ask them, if any given day you ask them if they love and care for me, they're gonna tell you yes. And you can't really fight them to say they don't. But for some reason, every time your special day come around, or you have a moment that you're celebrating, these two people, and for some people it's just this one person, they never take the time out to say happy birthday or enjoy your day or So when somebody don't celebrate your victories, like for instance, you buy a new house and you tell your family members that everybody's happy for you. Hey, oh my God, congratulations, and you know we wish you the best in your new home and blah blah blah. But there is this one family member that don't gives a damn. This person don't say congratulations. This person don't say, oh my God, it's great you have a new home now and blah blah blah. You know, how should you feel? Should you approach them and say, hey, you could have said congratulations, or do you lock in your corner with your feelings and say, you know what, I'm not talking to him or her because they could have at least said that? Or would you try to find out why? How do you approach these? Because let me tell you something. I am asking these questions because, believe it or not, as simple as you see these little things, they are the same thing that break families apart. Families that should have been tightly knit is now like this because of assumption, assuming that,
Right.
this should have been said, that should have been done, blah, 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 and blah, 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 and more blah, blah, blah. But it didn't happen. How are you going to fix or put the situation back together so both parties can understand, the feelings and the disappointments and so forth and so on?
I think there needs to be more blah blah blah
It's
because honestly, if you're not communicating, because everybody has their own mindset, and sometimes what they say, like me and my husband, for instance, he communicates. He's military. They communicate differently, so they don't work with feelings, whatever. But me, I'm the more, he's very outspoken and confrontational and whatever, and I'm, the softer one. So we communicate differently. So if he says something, like we'll be saying the same thing, but he's saying it a different way. So it's like it doesn't click. So if you don't communicate that or ask questions, or if that family member has done something to you that, like I said, is unforgivable, tried to kill you or something like that, I say have a talk with them, and if it goes nowhere, it goes nowhere. At least you can put your mind at ease to as to what's the issue. Why don't you do this? Why you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So communication, I think, within the family unit, especially the close knit family unit, your immediate household, is a big thing here. You got to communicate, otherwise we would all be, on each other's nerves. So
All right. So
yeah,
uh, there is this saying. I think most of us have heard this before: seven different brothers and seven different minds. Each
right,
person were born. Every single person think differently, even though they are from the same genes or DNA or from the same family. People think different, and people also feel different. Some people express themselves more. Some people don't talk, and they expect you to know what they feel.
exactly,
Like for instance, I could even use SF Rose for example. She would just get upset, and I am supposed to know exactly why she's upset. Oh, you were flirting with the girl upstairs. Oh, I'm just saying, things happen sometimes, and the partner or the next person don't know what they've done to offend you, but you're offended. I think before you crawl into your shell and assume that this person were hurting you willfully, you should tell them that you're hurt by whatever they've done. Because
right,
people do things and genuinely don't know that they've hurt you. Like for instance, I remember when Vermont Paint and Photos used to come to my chat. And he used to sometimes leave upset and think that I am ignoring him. Okay, I come to TR's show. And I said hi to him 45 times, and he's yet to answer me one time. You know what? I'm leaving. Bye, Gia. But
Yeah,
no,
people
yes, go ahead.
feelings get hurt, or you take something the wrong way, and that's the biggest problem. Is don't assume. Don't ever assume anything. If you don't know, talk. If your partner is not ready to talk, give them that space. You just, I mean, we've been together 25 years, so my husband expects me to just know everything that he's thinking, and I keep telling him I'm not a mind reader. If you don't tell me, I'm not gonna know. So
Okay, I see I see I see CJ's info saying that he didn't see an upstairs at my home. Well, actually, there's an upstairs at my home, but we are the one upstairs, and SF Rose is the girl upstairs.
so you are flirting with the girl upstairs.
Yes, the girl upstairs that I'm flirting with is SF Rose because we are the ones upstairs. I'm just, I'm just.
Vermont Paint a Photo said he left because of the hat. You offended him with your hat.
um, Bob Adventure, thank you for coming in, Robert Banks. We are 41 minutes in, so before the time run out, we would like to hear at least two people come up here to say, something about family before we close this show.
That
So,
would be
CarterClub,
nice.
yes, put the link down there to invite at least two people to come up here and share some experience or your story about family, whether it be the black sheep in the family or you are the black sheep in your family. What is the situation in your family? How do you manage fights in your family? How do you manage two sisters or two brothers that is at odds for the past
Yeah,
7 years? What do you contribute to make things better? Do you try to stop them from fighting? Do you try to separate them even further? What is your contribution to issues in your family? Because every family has their own issues. It could be a
that's
mother and
right.
a mother and a son, a father and a brother. Somebody in your family is not nice. I am sure. I am not
Yeah,
even asking.
definitely. Okay,
Somebody in your family is not nice. How do you approach the family member that is not so? Oh, Derek is here. All right, let me just shut up.
Derek, welcome.
Yes, ma'am. Shout out and respect due to Carter Club. What's good with you? Soldier for Job, TR9 Area X. What's good with you?
I'm here, brother. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I just put in the chat. I think that sadly with regards to family, luckily in my case, I should say sadly, my mama passed in 2002. Um so every February the 15th, it's a bad day for me and my brother Brian, but my dad is still living. He just turned 80 on the 9th of July. So I have him, my stepmother, and my brother. I'm the oldest of seven, and we were together. I went home for Thanksgiving, and everybody was there. Everybody was happy, healthy, and all of that. But what I find, I've been on YouTube 2 years this month. July 2018 made 2 years that I've been on YouTube. And what I'm finding is that I get more support and more love that you would look for in blood relatives from veritable strangers. You don't
Right.
know me, I don't know you. And again, like I said, it's a little bit different with SF Rose and TR9 Area X because I've actually met them. I shook this man's hand and hugged SF Rose. So it's a little different for me. But yes, it is something to be said for that. I think that good, just like love is where you find it, family is where you find it too. Blood notwithstanding. But myself, I'm a proponent for the nuclear thing. I think it should be my personal belief. It should be man, woman, and child, a husband, a wife, and a child if that's what you into. Like that. But basically since I've been 18, that's all been like blended. I've raised other men's children and all that type of stuff. I put this on my YouTube channel and things like that. And so it's just one of them things. We go through this course of life and you just meet people, and so you make your family there. You plant your flag there. So it's really a touch and go type situation. But if you could find that right mix, because it sounds like Carter Club. It sounds like you got basically you got the Brady Bunch. You said that your husband had people brought it, already had kids and stuff like that. And if you found love with them and they love you, as far as I'm concerned, you is family. Blood notwithstanding. So
Right.
that's it. But again, it is ironic that you would find love, or as we say here, support in the royal family. You'll find more love with people you've never walked a day with. Just something. It has to be a psychological term for the affinity that you get for people you've never met online. But I'm going to find it, and I'm gonna make a YouTube video about it, because it's a beautiful thing, but it's scary at the same time. I like this person, but I never actually touched them. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah. So I'm just gonna go on and step aside, because I know time is short. I'll be trying to be respectful for folks' time and all that. So again, TR, I'm gonna holler at you. Carter Club, thank you for having me on your platform. All right.
Thank you. Thanks for calling in.
Okay,
Yes,
brother
ma'am. You
David.
take care.
Blessings to you, my friend.
All right. Salute.
So yeah, family is pretty much what you make it, and I believe that wholeheartedly because so many friends have become family in my life, and I've also raised somebody else's kids, and you know, nieces and nephews. My husband comes from a huge family. He's got 7 on his mom's side and 5 on his dad's side. So I think I stopped counting nieces and nephews at like 39. That's how many kids are in this family. So, and I just have one younger brother with 2 kids. He has 2 kids. So that's my family, you know. My husband's family is huge. And trust and believe they are always at each other's heads. Which is actually one of the reasons why we moved, 3 hours from LA, because they're all in the Los Angeles area. So it is what it is.
Yes, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We're always going to find the troublemaker in the family, like humans against fridge. You know, I can imagine the amount of trouble. That particular fridge. There has been a war.
I know him and his cousin, the fridge, are just going at it. Hi, Robert Banks. Welcome. I just saw him in the family. And Ekim Rosales. I think that's how you say that. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Welcome. So, yeah, as long as you have love, compassion, support, I don't think blood relation is necessary to call somebody family, which is what you guys give too. So I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Do we have anybody else that wants to come up and talk about family, their family, who makes up their family, what makes up the family? Because it's such I mean, like I said, my dogs are family too. My dogs are part of my family. They're not in the dog. They don't know their dogs. They think they're kids.
Yes, your surrounding, even your plants would be even your plants would be considered an engrafted family, because when you plant a flower, if you plant a flower, and you've been watering this seed or plant from it had 2 leaves, when it now has 127 leaves, um, you would have been bonded with this plant by now. And if one day you go outside and the goat ate your plant, you're going to be upset. In fact, when I was growing up, I remember this man. His name was Bada. Bada. They call him Bada. Well, his name was Lambada, but they cut it in short and call him Bada. And there was a neighboring family to him that had goats, and one of the goats went over to his cornfield, uh, his cornfield, and ate a couple, what you call it, year of corns, and and the man took his machete and chopped the goat to pieces. Now, he's bonded with his plants. His plant became his family's. And another family from a different species came and molested his family, and he killed it. So, everything, everything is, everything around you become family at some point. So, you don't want to see people mess with your things. There's an attachment between your things. Sometimes it is something that you bought that become a family. You bought something, you didn't really have it as a child or have it as it's not a human being, but it became a family because you remember when you sweat and worked for something and bought it. Your car sometimes become like a family
Oh
because
yeah, to some to
it's,
some men it does. I don't think I've ever had a woman take care of their car like a man. So
oh yes, men men take care of their cars
better
in
than their women.
better than their woman. As a matter of fact, I've seen that. I,
I've
I've,
seen it too.
I've said on my live stream one time that like for instance, when the woman give trouble and cheat on the man or do something, the man sometimes kill the woman, shoot her, he kills her. But then he buys a new Mercedes Benz, a 2021 Mercedes Benz, and the engine is not working. And he takes it to the garage, he takes it to the mechanic to have them fix it.
Yep.
And he gets back in there. But when the wife malfunction, he doesn't take her to the psychiatrist and have her fix and bring her back home. He kills her. You know. So that suggests that he cares for the car more than the lady. I don't see him kicking the car to say, "You damn um biatch," you know.
I want to say welcome to Greg Manley. Thanks for coming. And CJ actually has a good point here. He says, I think that family treat each other harder or worse because they feel they can because they're blood or they grew up together. So they feel entitled to do so, but they wouldn't do that to non-family or friends. I think that's a great point
Yeah, I agree.
because, yeah, growing up with somebody, I don't know what it is. Or if it's because, you're in the same household growing up together, you get on each other's nerves and you can be evil to one another. I'm sure when I was younger, me and my brother fought all the time. Now, as you become adults, obviously, it's much better. But yeah, I think that's a valid point right there. Siblings think they can annoy their each other and get away with it. But hopefully, if you raise them right, they treat everybody else with respect and courtesy and have manners outside of the home.
That's right.
Yeah. The fridge and the fridge and humans against the fridge are just arguing. Oh, they're funny. So
Uh,
we have anybody else that wants to come up and say a little something about family? We got about a little less than 6 minutes left in the stream.
um, so uh, humans again, fridge. Don't like Vermont painted photos. You have been married 34 years. You don't touch her either. Ah, really? That's news here. That's verbal verbal Vermont painting photos. Oh my goodness, the human against fridge is Vermont. You're under attack. You know, are you gonna call for help? You're under attack from humans against the fridge. There has been yes, peaceful sister. I know that is actually true. I could not oppose that. Sometimes people say things that I don't agree with, and I will immediately try to shut them down, even though it's just an opinion. But when you see me just floating along with things that is being said, it means that I am in agreement with it because I really don't try to spare people's feelings just to agree with them. If I don't agree, I just don't agree. I don't care if you're hurt or not hurt. So
Yeah, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. You can't be pissed off because somebody doesn't agree with you. I mean, that's just. We have CJ waiting to come up. Let me add him. Hey, CJ.
Hey, what's happening, CarterClub? TR? How you guys
hey,
doing?
hey, hey, CJ, how are you?
What's happening?
So, were you tortured as a kid? And
Yeah, I mean, I had many cousins that I grew up with, and, they tortured me here and there. Some of them were older, some I was close to, year and a half, year. Um, so, what I want to say is that family is all you have. So if you, at the end of the day, if there's anything you can do to talk to your family, what I always say is, what I like to do is call a family member up randomly. Hey, Mary. Hey, Bob. How you been? What's going on in your life? I'll go so far as to even show up in your house and say, "Hey, what's up, Carter Club? Like, how you been?" You might not like because you might be eating dinner or whatever. I wouldn't do it at dinner time, obviously, but I would try to find a time that I know that you might be home, or I'll just stop over and have a cup of coffee with you, or just talk to you, ask you how you been, or I'll call you up, or I'll text you. I have this one aunt who sends me some kind of something in some weird language every day. I don't know, maybe TR can translate it. Sometimes they're in different languages, but every day some word in a different language, and it's just being funny, but it's more of her showing that she loves me, sending me something every day. So I'll send her one of them, gifts or something, or I'll send her a picture in my phone of my daughter, or a picture of a family, something that I want to send her. I have another aunt who calls me almost once a week to ask me how I'm doing. Like, she's the only one that calls me and asks me. I'm like, wow, man, she really cares about me. Like, have you ever called somebody? When's the last time you spoke to one of your relatives? I mean, you don't
right,
always have to go see your relatives, but do you make an effort to just call them and say hi? And you may say, well, they don't do that for me. Well, try not to have that mentality that they don't do that for you. Have the mentality to do it to them and let them know that you love them, that you care about them, and try not to have. I try not to have a. Uh, I don't know. Maybe TR can explain what I'm trying to say here. Have a mentality or a feeling where I like what is it, like a judgment that against somebody.
or you're saying, "Oh, you don't do it for me. I'm not going to do it for
Right.
you."
Like, I try not to have that mentality of it doesn't matter what they think or how they feel. It's what I'm trying to say is
You're
just do it.
making it
Just
first.
do it. Show them that you care. Show them that you love them. Call them up. Text them. Hey, happy birthday. I mean, as I said in the chat, I don't know if you saw on the calendar every year, I write down everyone's birthdays for my family, some of my friends, and I write it on the calendar every year, and I'll text them or call them and say happy birthday. And some of them say, wow, like you're the only one that calls me or texts me every year to say happy birthday. And it's just something that I like to do. And you may not want to do that, and you don't have to do that, but call your family up, call your friends up, ask them how they've been. With social media and the internet, it's so easy to use Facebook. It's so easy to use all these other social media things, but why not give a phone call? It's like we don't we're so lazy anymore. We don't even want to go drive to their house. We just want to, make a phone call or text. I mean, you can do all kinds of things, but anything that you do is going to show that you care. And at the end of the day, I think that without family, you have nothing. If you have family, then what I'm saying is try to get close to them. If they truly hate you that much, then as Carter Club said, disassociate yourself and Find friends who want to be your family.
Right.
Some people want to live alone. Some people don't even want friends or family, and they live in isolation. So
Yeah, that's absolutely right. If you're making the effort, because I do the same thing with grandma, my mom, check on them, call. And
yeah,
calling is so much more personal than texting or Facebook. My husband hates texting and Facebook.
absolutely
You can't hear the person's emotion or,
right.
so he's he wants to hear a voice. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think some people that when you talk to them, they say, "Oh, hey, what's up, Bob? How you been?" Well, they might, if you say, "Well, how you been?" And they start getting into actually how they've really been, not like, why is he calling me? Why is he calling me at 7 o'clock at night? Oh, well, now I realize he's calling me because he's asking me how I've been. I haven't seen him in 6 months. I haven't heard from him. I'm just asking him how you've been. Don't feel like, that they're gonna be mad at you because you're asking them how you've been. It's just showing that you care about them.
Yeah,
I don't.
especially
I mean, I don't call TR because I see him every day. I don't need to call TR. So
I
he
live
already
in our show.
he knows that I care about him. Why do I need to call him? No, sometimes I'll text him, or SF Rose, But I showed up at their house one day. I said I made the effort and said I want to meet TR. That's how I feel about my family. Like if I'm in TR's area, I'm going to show up and knock on the door. Hey, 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 hey. That's TR right there. So I'll knock on the door. Say, hey, we gotta go Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A. Inside joke. So,
I wish
but
we had a Chick-fil-A out here.
I know, right? Yeah, I'm surprised you don't. Chick-fil-A is awesome.
It's
Not
flooded
open on
an
Sunday,
hour
but
away. Yeah, horrible. It's horrible.
so this is a good stream again. I like this topic.
Yeah,
Thank you.
there's one more thing that I would like to say before CJ's leave this panel. He's mentioned something about families who isolate themselves, and one of the main reasons for isolation for some families is actually self acceptance. Some people have not accepted themselves, or or better yet, they have accepted themselves in a particular way. They are so different that they actually think and feel like nobody else in the world is going to accept them. Like for instance, you have a guy who likes to wear panties then. And he's afraid of the world knowing that he's wearing panties. So he go lock himself by himself, because he's comfortable by himself. And until he finds this one other person somewhere in the world that agrees with him. Now, people have some very weird fetish. You have men who want to be treated as a child, like they wear Pampers and they have a nipple bottle and they sit into a stroller and they run around the
That's a
house.
different
I saw a lady that wanted to be a
called a
dog,
fetish.
and she was hooked to a chain and be dragged through the streets. She wants to be a dog. These people sometimes knows that families are not going to accept their lifestyle, so they isolate themselves.
There's places for that, I think.
This is why I come to TR's show because he makes me laugh. So
That's exactly why I come to the theater. I tell you, it's therapy.
it is. It is. It's good to laugh, and that's why I think a lot of people are too serious. And like you said, life is short, CarterClub, and
Right.
sometimes you need to make people laugh because people are too stressed out about the world and what's going on around them every 10 seconds, and we need a good laugh from the TR show.
That's
So,
right. That's why I go to RGG too.
and you saw SF Rose. Remember when you told me about the ladder that you put on the deck to see the girl upstairs? There's a out that deck there's a ladder. There's a ladder that you go upstairs to see the woman. Remember when I was there, you were showing me the ladder? What are you talking about?
I remember the last screen. I was there when you went to CTR.
Yeah, he told me about this ladder. There's a deck right there behind him, and he puts a ladder out at night when SF Rose is sleeping, he goes up to see this Jamaican woman. Just messing with you guys.
Uh, I
Oh,
know. You don't want there to be a sword fight later tonight. SF Rose will pull her sword, her antique sword from the 1940s, and there will be a terrible war here later. Swords knocking from downstairs to upstairs. King, 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 king,
I'll
king,
bring
king.
my marine sword. So, all right.
oh my,
That's awesome. But yeah, it's a good topic, Carter Club.
thank you. Yeah, it has. It's important. It's important to me. Family's important to me. So I feel the same way without family.
That's right.
Like if I didn't have them, you guys, and yeah, I'd probably be clinically depressed or something. So being around family is very important. Yeah, family is important, but blood is not required. Exactly, Aisha. Exactly.
Aisha's gonna find the ladder. It's back there. He has it to the side. All right, guys. Thank you for having me on again. I appreciate it. So
Thank you.
let
Thanks for
somebody else come up, but you know, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for
thank
Thank you.
coming.
you, Jay.
All right, brother. See you, Carter Club.
See ya. Wow, this has been great. I've enjoyed all the laughter, the love, and support. Amazing.
Oh,
Which
yes.
is what a family is made up of. So there it is. So we're at a little over an hour now.
Mhm.
I think we're coming to an end.
Oh, yes. So with that said, let me just do my part before you do your vote of thanks.
Yes.
Thank you, Derek, for coming. Thank you, Aisha, for coming. CJ, Zinfo, thank you for coming. Peaceful Sister, it is nice to see you. I'm happy to see you. SF Rose, thank you for coming. Humans, oh my God. I will need a resurrection. Carter Club, you need to touch me in the side so I can be resurrected because I've died from laughter. Humans Against Fridge has been killing me up here, you know. Aisha, Sandy K, Tony Damien, Expedition Greg, who else did I miss? The Vermont Paint and Photos, Cooking Inamo, The Fridge. Who did I miss?
Amazing,
Who did I
amazing.
miss? Well, Tuana, if I missed you, you know that I am saying hello to you. Thank you for coming. So I want to say thanks to everybody who keeps supporting this movement. It's a family movement. And, before I go, I want to say this one thing because this was the fridge. Didn't your father find a plant that could do that TR? Oh my gosh. You know what?
Oh,
I am not reading any more messages from Humans Against the Fridge. I'm over with you. I am done with you, sir or ma'am. Anyway, I was
oh.
okay. She wants to come up and say it, or she wants to say it to the chat.
Okay. Aisha? Come on up. Do I need to put the link in again?
Yeah, let her come up and say what she has to say. Don't
Okay.
bother to type it. Come up and say it so we can see the expression and hear. You vocalize what you're trying to say. I even forget what I was saying. You see, humans are against fridge. I'm going to get you for this. I was saying something important and now I forget just because of you messing with my brains. You see?
Okay, Aisha, I posted the link for you to come on up. I know the fridge and the humans against the fridge are cracking me up in the chat. Hilarious. They have to be related because they're.
The fridge, okay. Thank you, the fridge. You know what? Um, Vermont paints and photos. Oh, I don't have my paints. If I had my paints, I would go up against you. We could actually go out on a fridge rampage. You can paint a fridge. I'm going to do an art piece. I'm going to draw one of these fridge on a piece of paper and have it in one of my next read. Thank you, the fridge, for getting my for having my back. Thank you.
Hey, Aisha.
Hi. So I'm in the car, probably about to go in a real sketchy area, but I wanted to come on and say, when it comes to family, all I can think about is last Tuesday when SF Rose, I was live, and SF Rose told me basically, you're going live. She was like, because you need your internet family. And I never fully had a moment of breakthrough with grieving my mom, but I had the opportunity to do it with my internet family. And so one thing that YouTube has taught me, and Derek says it often, is that it's amazing how you can have an affinity for people that God will place people in your life that's not blood related. You get siblings, you get parents, you get, it's like so much out there to offer if we can just remove the idea that the only thing that is requires us to be family is blood, because blood is just that, it's blood. But who I call daddy, his blood doesn't run through my veins.
Right.
And so that's all I have. I love your show. I love your topics. They are amazing. And I pray that you get super confident and that you rock this thing completely out.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. It's getting easier and easier, but
Oh,
my face isn't on the screen yet, so I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see.
already. Okay,
Thank
I'm
you.
officially in the bad area of Memphis, so
Yeah,
I
because you're
love
breaking
y'all.
up bad. Love you and thanks. If you can hear me, she's gone.
All right. Thank you, Aisha, for coming. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on
Yeah.
this particular topic in this show. You have been amazing for all I know. So with that said, I want to say thanks to everybody for coming. You have made the stream a success, and as we continue to bond, as we continue to bond as a family and be supportive. Okay, I remember what I was going to say talking about family. I teach my daughter. This was what I taught years ago when I used to, lecture my daughter to say, hey, in this world, try and make sure you develop a mindset that there is only two people in the world that will be happiest to see you better off than them, and that is me and your mother. So I teach her that she should grow up with the mindset that her brothers, her sisters, her aunts, uncles, and relatives and friends may not be happiest to see you better off than them. People are actually happy when you're on the same level or below. People, the human race, tend to be happy when you're on the same level or when you are below. The moment you do this, problems.
There's a
No one
problem.
wants to see you better off than them. They find every problem in the world with you. Ever since he got his bachelor's, ever since he got his master's, ever since she got her doctorate, she behaves like she's better than people. Ever since he bought his new house, ever since she bought his new house, blah, blah, blah. They behave like people just have this tendency to when people get better in life at what they do or get successful, you know, your friends don't get along so well with you anymore. They want, and especially if you don't take it as a point of duty to take them along with you. You know, if
Right.
if while you're climbing you take everybody with you, then they are okay. But if you climb and it seems like they are up here and you are looking up, that is not okay anymore. So I'm just saying, as we strive as a family on YouTube, please Let us appreciate the growth of each other. None of us know when the next person is going viral. So we must be happy for the growth of the next person. If you wake up tomorrow morning and Carter Club is at 10,000 subscribers or 105 subscribers, and she has gotten a viral video and she's monetized, be happy for her. Don't say, all right, I'm not going back to her stream anymore because she's monetized and she behaves like blah blah blah. Continue to support. So with that said, I want to say I am happy to have you all as a part of my family. Somebody who I see and talk to every day. Thank you all for coming and being supportive to Carter Club, my family as well. And we are all one big family living in harmony. Thank you so much. I am your Shuli TR, Nayeri X.
Yes, I want to say thank you to everybody that has come as well. And if that miracle does happen, TR, or you go viral, I would be very happy for you or anybody that does, because that's what it should be about. And that's why I love the royal family, because it's like there's no jealousy or ill will with those that are real and genuine and, legit. So I appreciate all of you, and I want to thank everybody for coming. And we'll see you tomorrow at 4:00. Not
All
sure
right.
what the topic's going to be yet, but we'll see you tomorrow.
Blessings until then.
Thanks.